Nick, you've been obviously spent some time in New York talking to the commissioner and to Major League Soccer.
Yeah.
What have they been telling you about your bid?
That San Diego is a very logical market. We're still competitive, so there's no hiding the fact that we need to be a really great stadium option for them, in addition to a great market to secure a franchise. There are 11 cities competing, but if you just take a big step back, should Major League Soccer be in San Diego? Absolutely. And to do a plug for the chart behind me says why. So already in San Diego, we watch more soccer per capita than the top 5 markets for the Major League Soccer that already have teams. We definitively watch more than everybody that doesn't have a team yet, that's in the expansion rounds. This is a very logical market, and amazingly, an enormous percentage of the people that watch an MLS game come from one of the 2 home markets. So if it's New York playing LA, you live in one of those 2 cities. We watch more per head here in San Diego, and we don't have a team yet. So just imagine when we've actually created a brand identity, and we've got a really great on-field experience, and we've got a great stadium experience, and we have all the community rile behind us, it's going to work incredibly well in San Diego, and they know that.
So obviously, then one of your greatest strengths is, unlike almost any other expansion market, you don't need to spread the gospel of Major League Soccer here. There's people already watching it. If that is perhaps the area's strength, what would you say the weakest part of your bid is, where you're still working hard to catch up with the others?
We don't have a stadium. Hands down, no question, biggest weak point. And it is an exclusionary weak point. So should we never get a stadium, we will never get a soccer team. It's that simple. And I don't blame them. Qualcomm is a disaster. Well, the U.S. men's national team comes here. It's just not compelling. You're way far away from the action. It's enormous. It's decrepit. It's a huge liability. It's not anywhere near as exciting as an Orlando or a Portland or a Seattle. It's a very different phenomenon. So absent a stadium, no MLS team.
So all that being said, looking at the other 11, from the outside, it seems that Sacramento has a very strong case because they're furthest ahead on the stadium. They have a team that's even won a national title. I can see you're not disagreeing with that, but I need to put it as another angle. Do you see that as a good or a bad thing? Do you think they might not award 2 franchises to California, and Sacramento's strength might be just an unfortunate drawback for you?
I'm not that worried about that. I think we're very well positioned versus Sacramento. Sacramento is a great group. They've done great work. It is a great competition between the 2 of us, and that actually is the point. When we both have teams, it will be a source of great competition between the 2 of us. A seventh of the country's population lives in the state of California. So is it any surprise that that state, which is very soccer enthusiastic, would get a lot of teams? No, I don't think so. And would I prefer to be competing on a standalone basis from the state of California? Sure, it would be more fun. I'm not that worried that Sacramento and we will be mutually exclusive options.
There are many factors, as you said, in what our strengths, stadium, or have an existing team, or potential rivals, geography. One thing you don't have that they had in Seattle, obviously very big time, but they didn't have it important really, was a sports franchise from another sport, bankrolling or bringing a Rolodex. You don't appear to have any of that. How important do you think it is for soccer these days that you have the benevolent patronage of a traditional American sport behind an MLS bid?
I actually don't think it's that critical. Clearly I'm incented to say that because we don't have one, but honestly, I really don't think it's that critical. I think much more of what you need is smart marketing, smart stadium, and a desire to engage with the community and build a brand from the grassroots. And in a lot of ways, actually, what we're seeing with social media today is that how you did that 30 years ago is irrelevant, because that's not how you're going to do it in today's market. And you can fault us for a lot of things. We are great on the social media front. It's got nothing to do with me. We have an awesome social media team, gentleman sitting right behind you, actually. So the social media engagement, the fan engagement, that is really new. That will be how you build the groundswell of support. The rest is money, discipline, and a lot of effort. And being smart about how you do that is important, and I think we can tick that box. Having experience building a $1.5 billion NFL football stadium is interesting. I don't think that prevents you from doing a truly excellent job at building the right size stadium for Major League Soccer.
Okay. To my right, I obviously have something that's part of your bid, the magnificent view of the bay here.
Yeah, you do.
In SoCal. But I can't help but notice over your other shoulder, you have a bar chart, and I see a big red block and I see some blue blocks. So maybe you want to tell me a little bit about what that is telling me and why it's there?
Yeah, sure. So you've got two charts here. Well, you can see one right now. That is actually the level of enthusiasm that people have for watching Major League Soccer in San Diego versus dark blue are the top 5, the next 5, the next 5, et cetera markets. The light blue, all the other expansion opportunities. And what is so amazing about this market, and it's true for both watching MLS and playing soccer, we play more soccer in San Diego because of this. The weather is great all year round. And we watch more soccer because that is a virtuous cycle. Play more enthusiastic, watch it, play more, etc. So we watch and play more soccer here than even the top 5 markets on average that already have MLS teams. I think that just speaks to the fact that we have a very soccer crazy market. And the other place you see it, we have 9,000 people a game that cross the border from the US to go to Tijuana to watch the Xolos play. And then importantly, turn around and cross the border back again and spend 2 hours sitting in traffic to get back across the border because they're that enthusiastic about the game. Now imagine when that game, the beauty of that game is here in a brand new, awesome high-tech stadium.
Now you mentioned the Xolos there, and obviously you usually use the term the 800-pound gorilla in the room as a bad thing.
Right.
But this might be quite a favourable 800-pound gorilla, as it were.
Sure.
I think I heard either you or Landon use the word ecstatic on the radio.
Yeah.
And there's talk about Baja Cup and so on. So there's a possibility of a rivalry here between two teams who play in different leagues that are neighbours. But maybe to slightly put the question, make it more difficult for you, does that mean you're going to have more competition for the hearts and minds of people here than if you didn't have a team on the border?
Sure. I think there will be a lot of fan enthusiasm for the Xolos that stays with the Xolos. We'll create our own. We're not having problems doing that so far, so we've grown really rapidly in sort of views and likes. We had 100,000 people, 112,000 people sign our petition to bring soccer to San Diego in 2 weeks, which is the fastest ever in the history of San Diego, and I think across the state is hard to track. I'm not worried about brand strength. The more interesting thing is what can we do with these two great pillars of soccer to make soccer more than just sport? So there's real opportunities to build bridges across the border, to bring cups back, have cups go back and forth. You know, we might call the Baja Cup the Unity Cup rather than the Baja Cup to show that there is real cross-border collaboration here. That opportunity is part of why Juan Carlos Rodriguez gets so interested in this city. He thinks we can do something that helps create this great cross-cultural melange of some sort that mixes everybody together.
I think everybody who's watching this interview is just waiting for me to go in this direction. I can't avoid it. There's obviously a political climate in the United States where certain individuals are trying to create hostility between Anglo-Americans, we'll call them, and Mexicans. Can we get for this interview that you're firmly nailing your mast in opposition to that and one of a unity and of friendship and of diversity?
Well, you're talking to a first-generation immigrant. I was born in the UK and I moved here, and I work really hard, and I hope I'm productive to society, and I think it's really easy to sort of be black-white. I think it's a lot more gray. I think there are positions you can take on both sides of this, but from my standpoint, being anti-immigrant, being anti the population that's working really hard in this town doesn't make any sense. We want to be bigger than just an MLS-focused, Anglo-focused soccer team in San Diego. And there is no better market to do that, to create that cross-cultural combination than San Diego. And what I really hope is that we can show it's not an us versus them thing. It's we're all together in supporting a sport. Because sport, at some level, is the root of culture for a city. And I love that opportunity for us.
I'm a member of the Joe Public out there, not just in San Diego where you can ask for my vote, but all the way up in Orange County, all the way up there. What can anyone watching as a soccer fan do, including those who already support other MLS teams, do if they think they want to get behind your bid?
So the first thing I would say is please join on Facebook and follow us on Facebook. Please get involved in the social media front. We've created our supporters club that actually is Andy's brainchild and is awesome. You get a jersey and you're part of the original foundation of the team. That's part of it. Part of it is come buy a ticket, come watch a game, come be part of the fan engagement. So we've asked for names, we will ask for colors, we will ask for logos, contribute to that, let your voice be heard. We're not winnowing it by you live in the city of San Diego or you don't. This is going to be the community's team. Third, the constitutional right to vote, which is being challenged in the city of San Diego right now, very cynically by a couple of local developers who have land like 300 yards from us, who don't want the people that sign that petition or the 60% of this populace that love this program to express that view. Write to your congressman, write to your local representative and say, this is a constitutional right that we support. And if you can take it away in San Diego, you can take it away in my community. Neither of those is okay.
Okay, now my final question, the one that I'm most likely to take and just put in an article by itself.
Yeah.
I want you to address supporters of other Major League Soccer teams. And although support amongst that won't be that big a difference maker on the commissioner, it will make some if you get credibility behind your bid. So you have as long as you want to look into the camera and give a message to Sounders, Timbers, DC United, and all Major League Soccer supporters. Why you?
Yeah. Well, first off, we look forward to the rivalry. So we will put a team on the field that is really high quality, that makes the game better, that makes your games that you go to in your home markets better, the games that we bring here better. That's the first starting point. Second, we want to bring a lot of international soccer to San Diego. We want to create a more vibrant international hub here in addition to just the MLS, to lift the overall attention to the game. And that's why we're creating a training facility that we will bring really amazing international teams through town to come and play multiple games here. We'll give them the training facility for free. We will sell the content that comes from their games. We'll make money, they'll make money, and we get great soccer in town. Come visit us. San Diego's pretty awesome. Weather's nice. Come watch those games. But I also think there is an opportunity in Major League Soccer to create everybody's second team. I'm not going to go try and convince the Seattle Sounders fan that they shouldn't be a Seattle team first. But in the NFL, you have your hometown team, and a lot of people will say the Cowboys is my other team. I just like the Cowboys. I grew up in Texas. I'm biased, so I'll admit that. There's a great opportunity here to be the second team, and the second team needs to appeal to a broad demographic, to have shown the ability to kind of merge these two cultures, to put great product on the field, and to be exciting. We want to be that group.